What does the DOJ objection filed in the Nosalek case up in Massachusetts mean for real estate? Remember, this is an objection. It's not a legal mechanism. It's not a change yet. And what the DOJ is suggesting is that sellers should pay no buyer commissions whatsoever. I'm going to explain this all next. If you like what you hear or you get some value out of this, make sure to hit the subscribe button, click on the bell for notifications, and make sure to schedule a call with our team if you're interested in talking about how this could impact your business or how we could support it with the link in the comments. So the DOJ decoupling, this is big news because this is not a lawsuit. This is the Department of Justice, the federal government saying, hey, I don't like this settlement with the MLS PIN and in the Nosalek lawsuit up in Massachusetts, where it's very similar to these commission lawsuits, where MLS PIN, which is a broker-owned MLS, very different from like a Bright MLS or the California real estate MLS or some of the larger ones in the country. This is broker-owned, so there's no NAR involvement. And what they have said here is that just because you don't have to put in a commission being offered out doesn't mean that there's not going to be customary commissions offered. This is the DOJ's language, not mine. So the DOJ has stuck their nose in this, and this tells me we could very well see the decoupling of buyer commissions and seller commissions for buyer agents and listing agents. It's not a guarantee. The DOJ is obviously making some noise, and they have the ability to force change. They've got to get in front of court. A lot's got to happen. So knowing that, here's what you should be prepared for as a real estate agent. One, your buyer presentation and your seller presentation better be on point, and it better be clearly delineating what value propositions you can deliver to a consumer. The days of entitlement to commission are over. The days of order taking are over. This is specifically on the buyer side. I would be practicing at least once a week my buyer presentation to clearly show, here's how we add value to the transaction. Here's all the things we can do differently to help you buy a home because there is value there. And here's how we can help you navigate the market. And if I'm a buyer agent right now, if I'm prepping this presentation, I'd be leading in with, hey, most agents are going to do three things. They're going to meet you or talk to you on the phone once, put you on a property drip, and then wait for you to tell them what you're interested in and show you houses. That's not aggressive enough. And here's all the things we can do differently and have this in a presentation format with a deliverable you can hand to someone after you meet them. That buyer presentation has to be as strong as your listing presentation. The listing presentation, we've gone over many times. You've got to be able to delineate what you do differently on the listing side because most agents have a 3-point plan. They put a sign up, they put it on the internet, and they just wait for somebody to show up. And it's not good enough. So those presentations should be practiced, rehearsed, and being able to deliver them on demand in any situation as an agent is going to be a skill that sets apart the people that do a lot of business and sell a lot of homes from the ones that don't in a decoupled commission environment. Secondly, on the purchase side specifically, on the buyer side, you've got to be prepared to deliver options about how you're going to get compensated. And there may need to be some law changes or rule changes with the MLS and financing. That's a whole nother video, a whole nother topic. Let's assume that you have some options with that. And you want to be able to tell buyers, hey, if the seller is not willing to pay a buyer agent commission, we've got a couple options. One option is we ask them to pay it as part of the offer that we write up. Option number two is that we negotiate a seller's assist or a credit. Obviously, this has to be within your state laws. Check your state laws. Check your MLS laws. There's a lot of things happening here. I'm saying that could be an option. It may not be depending on your state or your local MLS. But we could negotiate a seller's assist or a credit and potentially finance the compensation, roll it into your mortgage, just like closing costs. And the third option is I could work for free and not do anything. Now, I'm not agreeing to that option, but that is an option here, and you might need to find another agent who's willing to do that. Option 4 could be they pay you a cash lump sum payment at the settlement. You've got to know what the options are. So I'd be getting educated about this with your local attorney. I would talk to your attorney about what's going on in your state. I'd be talking to your lender partners and see what they allow in terms of compensation on the settlement sheet and making sure you know everything about this. The point is, this is getting more real by the day. When NAR said in 2019 this is going to go away, they were dead wrong about this. So this new statement, this new objection, and it's not finalized from the DOJ, it's telling me that agents that invest in their skills, they can clearly communicate their value to consumers, and they're presenting all the options to consumers, are going to be the ones that still have a thriving business after all this is done. So you've got to put in the work now, do the reps, practice the presentation, get educated, know everything about this, and then realize some customers aren't even going to ask you about it because they're not as in the know as you may feel, but you've got to know everything about this. Get educated, get clear, deliver a killer presentation, and show people what you can do differently, and you'll be prepped for this decoupling DOJ environment.